do not recognize that boss. Okay, he's in the sewers. Shit, did he even get out of Midgar? No, he didn't. Alright. I was thinking, he seems to have gone pretty far. I saw the length of his videos. Thought one of them was like an hour long, but no, he's actually still pretty early on in the game. And yeah, he hasn't uploaded anything since. He has uploaded, actually, he did a few extra Left 4 Dead videos after it. Huh. But yeah, he hasn't uploaded since then, 6 years ago. So, actually, coincidentally, around the time I started. No connection. But, yeah, so, I'll check out his stuff, but he hasn't done that in nearly a decade, so, don't expect that new. Unless you want to go watch his streams. I'm not sure how often he streams or anything like that. I haven't watched it. Not too big of a fan of streaming. I kind of grew up with just solid videos, so I can't get into streams fully. There's some disconnecting factor. Christ. Bozu will make big booms at the 596th order dig. Send them plummeting down the ranks. Diving, plunging, plummeting. Bago likes his plan. Yes, likes it much. And you will help. Bago likes you too. Yes, Bago likes you so much he'll lend you some of his beauties, and you will treat them gently, sweetly, kindly, gently. Bago will give you some smolder. Will also give you smolder stones. Something you want to go boom. Find something you want to go boom. Place smolder stones close and step back. Yes, stand clear. Release Bago's beauties and savor the smell of chaos. Relish, enjoy, savor. But Bago does not help without a condition. No. After beauties go boom, you'll enter the flames and come out with wonder cores. Bago needs all the cores he can get to build more beauties and make more things go boom. Yes. Make many booms. Hee ha ha. Sure, we'll do this. Commence the transport. So many quests where I just have to talk to him. Like, I swear that was it for all of them. No other places over there, and it's like one of the ones few that I didn't have to talk to him about. But I long for just being done with all these. Well, I can just skip these. None of these are actually, like, you just have to do the main quests to move on to the next expansion. Like in WoW. Well, actually, WoW is more level restricted than... This is. Fine. What's up? Oh, what's up? But yeah, I could just focus on the main quests, do what primal fights I have to do, and then move on. But I feel that if I just do that, I won't. I probably won't get this the stuff here that I want to do done. I want to get all these to maxed and whatnot. I want to see the little quests you get then. And I know I won't want to come back to them in the future. I'll have enough in other beast quests to do in the future that are probably better done. People are saying after Heaven's Ward the game really hits its stride, and ARR, while it's better than what was there, it's still a little clunky and whatnot. I probably won't want to come back and do these. So while I'm at least in the right mindset, I want to get these done. As annoying and tedious as it is. I've already read these, so I'm skipping over. Dangerous delivery. Sure. Joe Godkiller. Hysterical. I was actually reading a bit about Lord Byron earlier, and he is an interesting guy. Apparently, there's a Trinity College in Ireland, but there's also a Trinity College in England. Did not know that till later on. But when he was over in the English one, he wasn't allowed to bring his pet dog. They did a rule against allowing dogs on the premises. So to get around that rule and to flip them off, he brought his pet bear. And apparently he had a wide selection of animals, and he had wide homes in 4 different countries. They were all but the horses he owned lived in his houses. And he even had an Egyptian crane. One of his dogs, a Newfoundland, I think it was, caught a rabies, and he personally cared for it and attended to it with absolutely no fear of being bit himself. And he wasn't, and he admittedly didn't manage to successfully tend to it. It perished anyway. But he had a massive marble thing built as its funeral, as like it was buried, and had a massive marble statue built for him. And he wanted to be, when in his will had made a stipulation that he wanted to be buried with a dog. Like he loved it so much, which is honestly beautiful. I do believe I've read this already. There we go. Should have done those first, then did the last transport, but whatever. But yeah, I do like Lord Byron. Interesting guy to read about, certainly. Certainly some of the things I've read about him, obviously, you can't agree with everything someone's done. Apparently it's certain tastes. Yeah, no. But, the details I know on that side are rather, scant. So I don't know the full details, or even contest any of its accuracy. I literally just saw it off Wikipedia. So, can't exactly comment too much. Nice. But, okay. What's up? Oh, I hate doing this quest. I'm starting to think these velociraptors are just like cardboard cutouts. They never do. Oh, never mind. But yeah, he apparently he ended up perishing because he got even involved in some Greek war for independence against the Ottoman Empire. I never would have struck him as being a military guy, but according to Wikipedia, he was he didn't, if my memory serves, it's been quite a while since I read this bit, but he didn't have any succeed in any military. He didn't get any military accomplishments, but he did some humanitarian ones. He had various, the injured treated, whether they were Christian or Muslim. And he's well beloved in one Greek city. They've even built a statue to him, apparently. Again, it's just vague recollection off Wikipedia. If you have a true interest in it, I would suggest reading up on him yourself. The reason I know any degree of him was merely by accident. I ended up hearing about him on one stage, and then I ended up looking up about him or something. I do know that he ended up being one of the people to translate Catullus, his works. For those who don't know, Catullus, at least by itself, has been named Rome's worst poet. The reasoning being is the poets at the time being would write poems about great battles and whatnot. That would happen. But nowadays, when you think of a poet, you think of someone singing, like lamenting lost love, or, you know, the death of their pet Fluffy, or what have you. Like, there was, like, just to, like, move past just Catullus himself, there's a very different view on poets nowadays to back then. Very different view. And the thing is, Catullus was basically, he would have fitted in more with the modern view of poets. That's what he wrote poems about. Him lamenting his love for Lesbia. Him being poems about him being in love with her, him hating her guts. The flux between the two. He wrote a poem that I remember once tearing up at about his dearly departed brother that he truly cared for. He was by his own hand called himself I keep saying want to say world, but Rome's for them it would have been the world, I suppose. Rome's worst poet. Whether he truly was or not is another thing, but he wrote in a very different style than was accepted for poets. And oh yeah, that's in a different place. So what is even here? Move the core. But yeah, he was called, at least called himself, Rome's worst poet because of, presumably, him being called that by others. And that was because he wrote in a very different style than was accepted at the time. Like I said, the poets talked about great battles and the like, not about their personal, like, love lives and whatnot. But to be honest, I found him much more of an interesting read than, say, Sylvia Plath. I found Sylvia Plath's writing immensely dry. Like, immensely dry. I was not a fan of her writing in the slightest. But we had to learn her nonetheless for school. Admittedly, we also had to learn Catullus. But I actually liked reading him. I found Sylvia Plath's writing immensely dull and tedious. And I was really not interested in what she had to say. And I'm certainly glad I don't have to redo it. Actually, you know all the stories of people going back to when they were younger and, you know, redoing school? Oh god, I could not do that. Even if I know the shit now to some degree. It's been 6 years, I've probably forgotten a lot of it. Certainly I have. I'm not sure I could bring myself to go back, you know, over the stuff again. Certainly not Sylvia, you know, Sylvia Plath's shite. Really not a fan of her poetry. Like, if you like it, that's fine. That's what you like. I'm not condemning you for it. But it's just for myself, like, so sweet Jesus. I did not like her poetry. I found it dry. I did find it, as, I remember looking over it before, I did find it somewhat interesting the first time round. But I just found it so dry that I quite quickly lost interest in it. Any degree of interest in it. Maybe it's simply because I had to keep rereading it. But I remember at least, her talking about the first death in Nova Scotia. That poem. I remember when I initially read that, I found that kind of interesting. I can't speak to any of the other ones, but at the very least I found that kind of interesting. but she... Hold on. Well, that's aggressive. I initially found that interesting. Can't speak to the rest of them, but eventually, I just remember being bored to tears with her work. And again, if you like her work, then you like her work, and I'm obviously not going to condemn you for it. But I just could not get into it. I just found her dreadfully boring. Well, I enjoyed Catalysis' work. It's a bit on the map at the other side. Maybe access it during a quest. But anyway, yeah, I just found her dreadfully boring. Catalysis I found interesting and ended up working up others of him. Some of his ones that we didn't end up... Miner and the Mirror? Not the one I need. Zoga. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I ended up looking up some of Katosu's works outside of school and whatnot. And I remember showing one to my friend, and it was just, I'm not sure how accurately he was translated or if it was indeed one of his works. I've not been able to find it thereafter. But the teacher must have had a hell of a time curating what ones he taught us for classics, because yeah, the other ones I've seen of Cthulhu were rather sweary and risque. I remember seeing one where, get back to the friend one in a second, he, I think was making a comment that, like, should the women who've slept with this one guy be considered, like, unclean or something? Or have their minds being questioned? But, the one I showed my friend, the friend was just looking at it and he was like, does he have Tourette's? Because it was just an absolute list of just swears of one shape or form. Again, I haven't been able to find it since, so thusly, for all I know, it was completely faked one. People, put a lot of quotes in a lot of people's mouths. Oh, the Lord Warrior is the one down there. Ah, alright. But, yeah, people put a lot of words in people's mouths. So whether it's truly one of his or not, I have no idea, but, yeah, I found him interesting. I may have said her name already, Lesbia. Lesbia was not actually her name. It was a substitute he used. It had a similar phonetic twang to it, so he could easily slot in her actual name when he'd be saying the poem to himself. But I do believe everyone already knew who... Okay, that's actually part of this, but it honestly ends up working like a weird graphical glitch. Just when you're seeing it through, it's like you're seeing through to the other side of the door, but it's just like empty void. Like in Overlord. Those glitches I've been pointing out. But, yeah, it was actually substitute, so he could slot in her actual name with no issue. The only thing about it, though, was that people actually already knew who the hell he was talking about. She was quite well known for sleeping around on her husband, and... Actually, did we need to attack both of them? Don't think so. But, yeah, she was quite well known for sleeping around on her husband, and who knows if that was the only reason why people knew who he was talking about, but, yeah. apparently everyone knew who he was referencing. But yeah, his poems on her would differ between loving her and being contemptuous towards her, and even acknowledged it himself in them. Now let's see if I can get the other fate to spawn. Well, okay, the fate near it is already gone, so let us just camp out by it. It will hopefully spawn in soon. No interest. Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist can just fuck off. No interest in Ed today. Oh yeah, remember I was talking about Full Metal Alchemist before? There was one other strong chick I suppose I forgot to mention. Remember the chick from the start? She's the 2 different hair colors. Like, she was home to bring back her boyfriend, then discovered she couldn't. Her. I suppose she would count. Trying to get, put your life back together after all that takes a lot of strength. And certainly she was trying, and last we saw of her, she was, making a good run at it. So, certainly, she would count. But yeah. Maybe I'm being harsh against it, but I just truly hate that cliche. And especially, it just, like, a lot of the time, not every time, but it just, that cliche just comes off as really mean-spirited and just, like, hostile. And I just don't dig it. It just really hurts me to see. Maybe it's less to do with the actual content and more, my histories and personal sore spots. I don't know. It could be, could not be. It's up to you. We'll leave it up to you for your POV on it. Because as much as I navel gaze, it's kind of hard for me to narrow it down. If only it would spawn. I'll pause it for a bit and we'll wait and see. If I need to abandon it for the time being, or for altogether, then so be it. Though it will mean that I won't be hitting Exalted today. It'll be Trusted. Because as it stands, it's going to be a close pull anyway. I was only loosely thinking I would be hitting Exalted today. It's perfectly possible that it won't be. Oh, here it is. And when I mean today, I mean not dispatch quests. but combined with today's badge. We'll have to progress a bit of the main quest to do the side quest stuff, but that's fine. Ah, beautiful. Let's kill this thing off. And now I got to deal with the priest. Okay, I was saying before about, you know, no one expects the priest to be carrying heat. I suppose they do if you're used to dealing with kobold priests. I was saying about WoW characters and having engineering. I can have engineering on my priests. Just for that very reason. No one expects the priest to be carrying heat. Alright. Let us turn these in. I have to hand a bit into Bugo, and then we hand the rest into Boo and the rest. Wonder if we're going to run into Yogi. Hee hee ha ha. What I think I've read all these. No, there's a shrapnel one. And yes, I've definitely read this. Probably a few times over. Oh, this is new. Yes, yes. Bago is very busy. Very busy with a present for me and my lovelies. Beautiful to hold, yet deadly in the hands of a skilled bomb crafter. The nerve, the gall audacity, the nerve. My Bubo thinks my beauty's pale before Zogaz, does he? Perhaps Bubo would like to serve as my next test subject, yes. Feel their power firsthand, yes. I'll take the saltpeter this time, but you tell Bubo that he can shove the rest of the stuff where the sun doesn't shine. Woe's Bago. Will no one understand my genius, my brilliance, my gift, my genius? Speak not a whisper, friend. No, not a word. I could hear Bago screaming and shrieking in joy all the way from here. Yes, any day now he will take me on as his apprentice, his student, his pupil, his apprentice. Sparring 789th Order, Acolyte Bubo. It rings nicely to the ear, no? So what's it looking like? Oh yeah, we'll definitely reach the thing today. Very good. So, let us go do the tier 2 quests with the fish people. Then we'll come back here and do the last batch of quests with the kobolds. And whatever mount I don't get done with them, I will do with the fish people. Just sending a thing to myself. So, fish people. And yes, we will have to be dealing with the main quest as well. Unless, of course, I want to drop it. It's honestly tempting. Do need to head back to Hab for this. You presume we need a few more guys. Made it that much clearer. But, or at least one more. But, may as well get it activated. The Gift of Eternity. Yeah, may as well. I have the time. I do find this mount funny. Just such a random thing. Just like, yeah, we commandeered like enemy capture units. They'll just bring you where you want. The summoning ritual is taking place at the Beastman Aetheryte deep within. Thither we must go. Obstructing our way is a multitude of checkpoints. It would be well advised to dispatch as many enemies as possible along the way, that we might file later interference. Let us take separate routes and merge before the Aetheryte, the better to confuse the enemy sentinels. Flag alerted to your presence. Shh, psh, intruders. Dropsy. You know what, while I'm here I may as well do the Gift to Eternity in itself anyway. Self to guard. Pause off. Oh. Shore walker, scum. Come. Now I'm just imagining fishmen erotica. Our armaments! How dare you meddle! You shall not pass. Over here. Nope. You'll pay with your lives. I'll take it. Thankfully, they're quite weak. Like 11 levels higher, so no surprise. For Lord Leviathan! Aggressive wizard. Okay, got past. Maybe its aggro thing is to the side. Just to look where its eyes are. Eating. Why, what's up? Pray do not concern yourself. To us but a glancing blow. Come, the right is close at hand. Let us press on. Hope we're not too late. Took me like a week to turn up.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Did I miss much? So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency. To the Aetheryte.
Very flashy. It's great to hear more of them, you know? Rather than just me reading out the dialogue. I like the characters having a voice, you know? be the Admiral, I would say.
You'll forgive me my lateness.
Yep.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled Swordwalker, tormented our kind.
You know, Admiral, given your range on your pistols, you could probably finish off the priest from where you are. Thinking about it. Because I'm waiting to be like, damn, he's summoned Leviathan. You know, I'm just like waiting. It's my fingers are ready to click. You know?
But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Ah! Such power! It is transcendent!
If only you'd done that a moment ago.
Seven hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile! I have mastered the gift. I am eternal!
Okay, is this trying to say that the people who we're going up against that keep possessing others are people who've had the gift and mastered it? They're like the Echo?
Oh, mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
What? How does it go? That is... That which... damn it. I'm gonna make a joke here, now I can't remember it. That is not dead, which can eternal lie, and with strange eons even death may die. No, we're talking about like you know, so, you know, Leviathan here, and you know, I end up thinking Cthulhu because we're dealing with fishmen. It would have worked better if I could have remembered the quote. I just remember enough bits to look it up.
Heavens forfend.
Damn it all!
You know, a tactical strike sounds pretty good right now.
My being am the way. It should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Probably because he didn't find another host soon enough. John, there looking. We're gonna be eating well tonight.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Still, people kind of held the idiot ball there. I waved my fist at thee. The gods of this realm are vengeful beings. Just little wonder that the Garleans fear their kind so. If we meet Leviathan on the open sea, we put ourselves at the Primal's mercy. Must think of a way to face him on equal terms. Oi, Moses! You gotta hold up the sea walls for a bit. Though the mission ended in failure, I take solace in the knowledge that Menphilia is unarmed. He did play the role of her bodyguard or something. Wasn't that what he was saying previously? It's been like a week. Had we only arrived but a moment earlier, but no time to brood over what might have been. If Leviathan's returned, then we must need to find a way to deal with him. I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than all seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal settlements. If his last attempt is any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Tactical strike. You know, just, you know, missiles. Into the heart of the whirl. Mirrorweb is brooding over Leviathan's return. Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as the Leviathan remains in the open sea, he's effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, and of that you may be sure. But, well, the other two empires that are of Eorzea are, one's a forest-dwelling one, and the other's a desert-dwelling one. The deserts does have connection to the sea, but I'd imagine they have more of a trade fleet than a naval. Because they're more of a merchant city. So, the former pirates having the better naval power kind of makes sense. But Lemlin herself would struggle the best at Lord of the Whirl in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and match one of us. We need another plan, that much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall wait you in the command room. No. There. Oh, actually. Mount up. Let us head back and turn these in. Ah. I've tinnitus. It was meant to be short-term tinnitus, but I think I actually had it before the event the doctor think caused it. So, and he was saying, "Oh, I'll be gone in a few weeks," but I still have it. Just forgot to make that appointment with the doc. I was meant to make an appointment the other day to get a few things checked out. Kind of forgot it, but I feel a little awkward going back. He's a little grumpy the last day.